this is your one wild and precious life. Like, learn to paint, like, why not? Why not?
Hi, Marian.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. It's nice to meet you. I feel
I
like I've
know.
gotten emails from you for so long.
I know.
Yeah, you can have different shoes, but Daddy's going to get them for you. Okay?
Okay, bye.
Bye.
And I know, speaking of kids, that a lot of time you were like doing projects during nap times and stuff like that.
Yeah, I actually took the watercolor summit classes, like the first ones when I was pregnant with her. Like I had done, like Crayola kids watercoloring, like whatever art projects in school, but I had never used what I would consider like real watercolors, like never anything out of a tube or any like better brands. I didn't know any techniques or anything like that. So I had done a lot of like a work in acrylic paints and then, just drawing and stuff like that. And so when I heard about the watercolor summit, I was like, I've never done anything like this before in this medium, but I really like the artists that are teaching it. So, so yeah, it was a totally new thing. I feel like I learned a lot, technique wise. I got a lot of practice just with all the different styles that the different teachers have. And then just having the classes made me like take the time to do the paintings, because often it's like when you're doing art as part of your job, you're like trying to hit a deadline, or, you only have this certain project that has to look a certain way, and it's not for fun, it's for this like specific thing that you're creating. And so doing the classes felt like it was, it was just for me. Like I wasn't trying to like monetize it in any way or, get anything out of it besides just to like grow as an artist and just to, have something that was just for me, especially while I was pregnant, like, and working and everything. Like this was just time for me to just enjoy something new.
Okay, so then after the summit, you said you felt more confident in your skills. So how did this whole book thing come about? Like, did you ever expect to illustrate a book? Was that ever on your radar?
Well, it's always the kind of thing that I have like wanted to do. Like I wrote an illustrated like a little alphabet book for my 6-year-old daughter when she was a baby, just as I just had this idea and I just did it for fun, So like I had done stuff like that just kind of just for fun before. But then this lady reached out to me, asking if this was a project that she could hire me for. And it was the kind of thing where I really like didn't have time to do it or really have the experience. But she liked what she saw of my art and she trusted that I could do it. And so I was like, well, this is a really cool opportunity. And, this is something I've wanted to do. And so I'm just going to try it and go for it and, make the time. And that's what I did.
How long was the process of illustrating? How big is the book? Like how many actual illustrations did you do? Do you know?
It was about 30 illustrations. It's a children's book. And so each page is basically a big illustration. Like there were some paintings that were like a double spread, so a full, like when you open the book, it's one painting. And then a lot of it was like a single page that's full. And then I did a few that were a little smaller to kind of fit within the page. And then some kind of like clip art for the further stuff. And so she gave me 6 months as her kind of requested timeline. And I do really well with when someone gives me like a timeline, I can hit the deadlines if I'm working for somebody else. So I did it. And, just kind of like scheduled it all out. And this is how many paintings you need to do per month and per week. And, this is the process. And so it definitely got more like streamlined towards the end, but it was a full 6 months of painting. And then it was like another 6 months after that till the book was actually in my hands.
So did you do all of the like scanning and digitizing and all that stuff too? Or did you just do the artwork and hand it off to somebody?
I kind of handed it off to somebody. I found like a professional art photographer who could digitize it for us.
Yeah, because that's like a whole nother skill set, especially with watercolor. Watercolor is really challenging. And was it all watercolor, the book, or did you use some gouache too? Or
no, well, I did use like a tiny bit of gouache here and there and little details, but the vast majority is watercolor.
So what would you say is next for you? Do you like want to do any other books or any other big projects like that? Or are you just kind of being open to whatever comes your way?
Well, I'm always open to whatever comes my way because that's how the best things have come, is just me not looking for them and they arrive. But I do have two books that I'm planning on illustrating for my own company. One of them is like a board book that's going to be kind of really simple, hopefully also beautiful watercolor illustrations. And then I'm also going to be illustrating a cookbook, which I think will be really fun.
Ooh,
So that will be lots of food and table settings and, all that. And so both of those will be all in watercolor as well.
so talk to me more about style and especially like, I know some of the stuff in the Watercolor Summit 1 and 2, actually, like the more loose stuff was a bit more of a challenge for you because you're a very detail oriented painter. So
Uh-huh.
what was it like to kind of push yourself out of the realm of what you're used to?
Oh, stressful sometimes. I really liked like Sarah Simon's class, how you had like the black outlines and then you could just like paint within those, like the loose style, that the one where it's like a loose kind of floral bouquet. That one was like by far the hardest one for me. And so doing this book, she didn't want any hard black outlines, she just wanted it all kind of this like really loose watercolor. So I was like, all right, we're gonna do that. And so I looked up a lot of inspiration photos and paintings that she liked. And so I now that I've done that many paintings in that style, I do feel more kind of confident in it. So I'll probably still incorporate a lot of that and add some more of the black outlines where it looks good.
Right. What would you say to other people who are maybe intimidated or kind of just like scared to learn watercolors?
I know when I signed up for the first round of the Watercolor Summit classes, I was very hesitant to like spend the money, on classes and then on supplies and the time that it would take. I was like, just that kind of like, am I worth it, feeling, which of course, like it totally was worth it. And now I feel a lot more confident, investing time and money in like classes and teachers and stuff, because it is just like so hugely rewarding. So I would encourage people that like, even if you don't, it might never be like a job or something, but also like, this is your one wild and precious life. Like learn to paint, like why not? Why not? There's so many styles, there's so many teachers, and like you're going to resonate with some and some are going to be challenging and they're all going to make you better as an artist. Yeah, I think that was something that I really like learned deeply watching these teachers, was that even the stuff that they make it look really easy and quick, like it's really takes just a lot of time and it's so thought through. Like if, even if their little time lapse on Instagram is like, really they've done so much work ahead of time. And then just the amount of time it takes to like make the layers and do like the thousands of brush strokes to get the details right.
Yeah, you see the end result and it's kind of easy to forget all of the work that goes into it and the time.
Yeah, my process for the book was a lot like that, where I would like find a reference photo and then do a paper sketch and then do a digital sketch and then print that out and then trace it onto watercolor paper and then paint it, So it's like, even if the time lapse or the nice little picture looks easy, there was like hours of work ahead of time. I think that's something else that's important, is just to like put yourself out there. If you want like your artistic side to be something that you do more as like a job or profession, to like make yourself available to people and make your art available, it can feel very vulnerable, like sharing stuff, especially when you compare it with other people who are posting blah blah blah, but like that's okay. It's okay to feel vulnerable and it's okay for it to be kind of scary, but if you don't like put yourself out there, then nothing's going to happen.
I mean, that's how this lady found you, right? It was on Instagram. You were posting your work on Instagram.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually another artist had seen my work, and this lady was looking for an illustrator. And so this artist recommended me to her. And so, yeah.
That's so cool. You never know where life is going to take you. Well, cool. This has been so fun to hear your story and all of the stuff that you have had done and have coming up. Enjoy your weekend. And thanks again. I'll talk to you
Thank
later.
you. You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.